Alright. This video is about to be fucking phenomenal. So, I'm going to be driving. I figured, why not? That guy that I talked about, his channel is actually, it's called The Power of I Am. And his name's Eric. He's really good. You listen to him and you listen to me. I mean, your life's going to change in no time. So, what I want to talk about first, speaking of life changing, I talked about sports betting on here and how I love sports betting and slaying the dragon a couple days ago. And since that video and since that day, everything has gotten so much easier in terms of the emotional part of that and the emotions coming in. And just since I'm using that aspect of where when the emotions start to come in, I just envision myself as the king slaying a dragon. And so I just do that anytime I start to feel that, any kind of like negative emotion, anytime I start to feel, it doesn't even have to be negative. It just has to be like, I'm able to notice it before it even starts now. And so I just start swinging my sword at the air in my imagination, slaying those thoughts, the old self, those emotions before they even get started. And so since last Saturday, every single day I have won. And not only have I won, but I play every single sport across the board. Baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer. And I play 30 to 40 games every single day, at least. That's on like a slow day. Like today is like 25, and it's a super slow day. But I win every single day, 7 straight days. And if you don't know anything about sports betting, go ask somebody how hard it would be to profit for 7 straight days. And I'm not just talking about pennies, okay? I'm talking about like, you know, a good amount of money. We're talking about $500, $1,000 a day for the last 7 days. And I want you to go ask somebody that knows about sports betting how hard it would be to win for 7 straight days betting that many games. It's next to impossible. At least the logical mind wants to tell you that. The old self wants to tell you that. But as I've talked about, I don't talk about the Bible here. I don't, I haven't read the Bible, but I listen to people who talk about a lot about Scripture. Even this guy, Eric, he leads off with Scripture every single video. And it's all throughout the Bible. It talks about your I am. Whatever you say you are and whatever you know is possible materializes. It's just that simple. And so I sit there every single day, no matter what the 3D is showing me. I could have 3 soccer games that are scoreless at halftime. And it doesn't faze me now. I'm just like, I'm a winner. And now I've taken that to the next level. Even when the 3D shows me a loss, I'm like, there's another win. There's another win. I revise it. And so I win every single game. But I have won 7 straight days. I don't want to get that misconstrued. Like, that has really happened in the 3D. And that's where things are starting to change. The 3D is starting to catch up with who I'm saying I am. And so, it's really as simple as that. But I was thinking about something like that I talked about before. If you're new to this, it's easy to think that you are just those thoughts and beliefs and feelings that you've been experiencing for 20 plus years, 30 plus years, 40 plus years. You've become so accustomed to that you believe that that's you. And so I want to talk about that exercise that I've previously talked about in a couple videos, but I haven't mentioned it for a while. And that's close your eyes and watch your thoughts. Just be the awareness behind your thoughts, because if you can see what you're thinking, then you're obviously not those thoughts. You're separate from those thoughts. And if you're separate from those thoughts, then you're not those thoughts. Then you can choose different thoughts. So if you close your eyes right now and you watch your thoughts, and your experience right now is what you would call a negative experience. Certain things happen to you, that, people do things to you that are unwanted. You have a victim mentality, your doubt, fear, worry, frustration, things never work out. If you close your eyes right now and you watch your thoughts, you're going to see that those thoughts are equal to your experience. Those thoughts that you're thinking are exactly what you are getting in your 3D experience. It's just how it works. It's this equals that. And so your thoughts are the cause. Okay? But what comes before the thoughts is your state. And you create your state with your I am. And so if you start saying, like I did, I am a winner, I am a multimillionaire, I always win, I'm the fucking best. No matter what the 3D is showing you, because it was still showing me losses. It didn't change immediately. I was still losing for days. And then, like I said a couple videos back, then it was like, okay, win-loss. Then it was win-win-loss. 2 out of 3 days. Then it was like 3 out of 4 days. And so the 3D will eventually catch up. But you have to know that your state, you have to stay in that state and basically not ignore the 3D. And this is, again, I want to refer to this guy, Eric. You deny the 3D, because if you just ignoring the 3D, it's almost like you're running and hiding from the 3D. But if you can look it in the face and just deny it, like I do, when, the 3D shows me a loss, and I go, there's another win, I just revise it on the spot. I see it. It shows me a loss, and I'm like, there's another win. Eventually, it'll show me all wins, or almost all wins. And that's what I'm seeing now. And I put literally no effort into making these selections. I wake up in the morning and I know that my state is on point. Because no matter what the 3D's been showing me, I keep telling myself, and I know that I am a fucking winner. And I always win. And I was saying it even before I was still going to sleep and the 3D was showing me losses. I was still saying I'm a winner. And so now, everything's changing. And that's what you have to do. Obviously, it doesn't have to be sports betting. It could be whatever you want. But the 3D is going to show you your old reflection. And it's going to test you. I've had so many tests. So many. Every day, there's new tests. And so since I've been using it and slaying my dragon, when other tests come up from other areas of my life, since I'm able to revise the losses to wins, now I'm revising when I talk to my kids. My daughter's doing something that, telling me a story, or, I asked her to do something and she didn't do it. And I go in and I see that she didn't do it, and the 3D's showing me that it's not done yet. I say, thank you so much for doing what I asked you to do. I love when you do what I ask you to do. And that's all I say, and I walk away, and guess what? 5 minutes later, it's done. Because no matter what the 3D is showing me, I revise it. I only say and talk about what I want. I choose. You give your experience meaning. You give everything meaning. And some people would call this delusion, or you can call it whatever you want. But I'm telling you firsthand, it's changing my life. And if it can change my life, it can change your life. Another thing I also watched a video of this guy, Eric, and he was talking about another mental trick that he uses is imagining that he has an internal, wizard. He calls it the Mickey Mouse Wizard. And this Mickey Mouse Wizard can't see, and it can't hear anything that's happening outside of you. It can only hear you and what you tell it. So whatever happens in your experience, the example that he used is somebody comes to your door with a bill and you don't have the money to pay it. And you close the door and you say, fuck this bill, and I got this bill, and God, I don't have the money to pay it, and this and that and the other thing. The Mickey Mouse Wizard will grab its wand and say, oh, okay, you don't have the money to pay it. And that's what it creates in your experience. It creates more of that. because that's what you're telling the Mickey Mouse Wizard you want. But if you were to revise it, remember, the Mickey Mouse Wizard can't hear anything that's happening outside of you. It can't see anything that's happening in the external world. It only hears what you tell it. And so if somebody came to your door with the bill and you don't have money to pay it, you could revise that and say, oh, this is great. I just, I always have the money. I have so much money. My abundance is overflowing. My wealth increases every day. And then the Mickey Mouse Wizard uses its wand to create that. So whatever you say, it comes back again to whatever you say you are. That's what the 3D will begin reflecting. Which reminds me to go back to the thoughts that I was saying. When I wake up in the morning, since I've been telling myself that I'm a winner and I've created this new state, and my state is just, it's so fucking powerful. I really can honestly say I don't even give a shit about the 3D. I don't. I watch it like, oh, yeah, cool. When something good happens, it's like, okay, obviously, because I'm me, I just expect it to happen. And when something, that maybe I didn't want happen, I still say, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I can't see how this is going to work out, but I know it will, because everything fucking works out for me. I don't need to know when or how or what, or this is going to get interesting. I want to see how this all plays out. But I know it's going to fucking play out in my favor because I'm the best. And because I say so. And so now when I wake up in the morning, like I said, I don't put any effort into making these picks. I just go and I look at the scores that have already happened, and I just kind of like feel myself. I know the thoughts that I'm receiving now are going to take me to a winning day. I don't know how big the winning day is going to be. Sometimes it's bigger than others. But I know as long as I don't contradict myself. And I talked about that a couple videos back. The 3D, is the old person is going to try and entice you to fall back into those old states. But as long as you don't contradict yourself and you wake up and you're like, this is what I'm doing. I know I'm in a powerful state. I know who the fuck I am. And I know these thoughts are going to take me where I want to go. And I could lose the first 8 games of the day and it won't faze me. And I just keep doing what I said I was going to do. And it always works out in the end now. I always win. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope this video helped. I know it did. And somebody out there needed to hear this. And if you did need to hear this, it all starts with the I am. Realize that you're separate. You're not your thoughts. Whatever you start saying you are, that's what you become. The thoughts will come. Just let the 3D be what it is. Know who you are. And your life will change. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.